stabilities, but we need stabilities what you want. Ice. Bling, 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 bling. First one, wait. Some iron. Right, let's see what we want to do today. Some controls. Yes, yes. Chester. Nice.
Crew members, Cabal are approaching for resource acquisition.
Oh, so you think you're gonna come in here and dig, do you?
What will stop them, I wonder?
Huh. They'd rather blow up equipment than let us take it. These Cabal don't have a lot of faith in us, do they?
I have no idea why that might be. Detecting a unique opportunity for exotic materials analysis. At the very least, it will give me something to pass the time.
Ingram. Oh no! Oh god. Alright. Ethos. Let's get going, baby. Somebody rally with me. Rally. Here we go. Myself. Okay, let's do it. What is that thing?
These Vex, they're building something.
Calculating probabilities. Yes, they are. Alert! I'm detecting abnormal Vex activity in a local quadrant.
they leave these plates around if they get so angry when anyone steps on them? Fire down. Eat that.
As inorganic networked intelligences, Vex are not capable of digestion.
Yeah, thanks. Eat that anyway. Inorganic networked intelligences.
Crew members, Cabal are approaching for resource acquisition.
Where's the mission at? Oh, shit. There it is. It's in the nick of time. Grits! More like grits!
Oh, so you think you're gonna come in here and dig, do you?
What will stop them, I wonder?
Ammo. Ooh, got a nice little spectral helmet.
Huh. They'd rather blow up equipment than let us take it. These Cabal don't have a lot of faith in us, do they?
I have no idea why that might be.
Artifact's edge.
Ooh, I'm going to store that pattern to check out later. Those things are neat.
Got a hunch the enemy is hiding something. Grab some supplies and I'll get failsafe to do the rest.
Artifact's edge.
These Vex, they're building something.
Calculating probabilities. Yes, they are.
Refresh. Two things. right. No spire for you today.
You're so destructive. Recalculating infrastructure integrity to account for the damage you caused.
Artifacts edge. Ow! وصل لك بالن. Ah! Oh, no. 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 Really? Not going the right way.
These Vex, they're building something.
Calculating probabilities.
Again?
Yes, they are.
Two things. And that's a good haul. Go us!
Just cool. My body's getting cold. Jamal. Let's go!
Crew members, Cabal are approaching for resource acquisition.
Resource acquisition.
Oh, so you think you're gonna come in here and dig, do you?
What will stop them, I wonder?
Except for Black Hawk's down. Except for Black Hawk's down.
Rather blow up equipment than let us take it. These Cabal don't have a lot of faith in us, do they?
I have no idea why that might be.
with friends, gotta bring some food. Not a great cook, but don't wanna be rude.
Hurry into the Happy Honda Day sales event.
Share a lot of the tips that I think are going to be very important and are going to help you guys out tremendously when leveling up. Additionally, I've seen a lot of other videos on YouTube and they're just extremely long, and I don't think you guys have the patience to just wait and get the info. So here we go. So number one, spend the vast majority of your glimmer on random mods from the gunsmith. Once you reach max
You just picked the wrong alley to look down.
max glimmer, which is about 100,000, spend roughly 70k on those mods and then rinse and repeat. You're gonna need these once you hit 280 power levels, so that's very important. Number two, all exotics drop with a legendary mod, which means their power level is artificially inflated by 5 power levels. This will confuse some of you when you're trying to infuse with the exotic, so just keep that in mind. The next one, at 265 there's a soft cap on blue and legendary gear, but once you get higher than 271 power, gear from vendors as well as non-exotic regular engrams will drop 5 power levels lower than your total power level. Luminous engrams should not be acquired before reaching high power levels, and by high power levels I mean roughly about 270. EDZ and Nessus are the best planets for farming heroic public events. The next tip I have for weapon infusion, you can only infuse with 2 weapons from the same archetype, and the last tip I have is for armor infusion, you can only infuse armor for the same character, meaning you can't infuse a hunter chest piece into a titan chest piece. With that out of the way guys, let's get right into the guide. So right off the bat, I assume a lot of you guys watching this video are past 265 and are stuck probably around 270, 280, but I do
Oh wow, thanks Postman Fro for bringing me this box.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny. This is time I don't see myself doing it this week.
What the hell? Where is it? Where's my video?
From level 1 to 350, and also what to do and what not to do in the process. So as usual with these types of videos, play the game how of course you want to. If you want to go through slowly, that's fine too. This video is made for people to 265. 5 is going to be generally patrolling PCs up instead of doing like 4 different areas and you got 4 different sets of tokens. Try and grind one. I for example have got like 100+ Nessus tokens, and you don't want to waste them too early. You want to save them until the higher levels, then they'll be a bit more helpful to you. Otherwise right now you can still use blues. So generally you want to do patrol activities, heroic public events. Always try and do the heroic version. It's going to give you more stuff, more blues, and more stuff raising your light level. You want to do adventure missions. You want to do a bit of the world quest, but try not to finish them because the end reward can be pretty high. So you do want to save a lot of those rewards until the end, like I said, 265+. And then you also on top of that want to do lost sectors, which will give you some more loot out of those chests. Now while you're doing all this, like I said, you're going to get tokens for the location that you're actually on, so make sure you turn those in to the NPC like the FMK, Failsafe, Ashimir, or Sloan. Trading those tokens is going to give you extra reward packages. Now, things not to do in this 200 to 265 process: do not infuse stuff. It is an absolute waste of materials. I know you love that exotic you got, but it's going to be a waste. Constantly infusing them every time you get 5 levels is going to waste through your legendary shards, and you're going to need those from Xur because you use legendary shards to buy exotics from him every weekend. So definitely make sure you're not infusing too often, and especially throughout the raid, that is when you're going to do a lot of infusion to try and save those legendary shards. You're constantly going to get in blues that raise your light level. Now, another thing not to do is not to worry about being your absolute highest level all the time, because the game calculates your level regardless of what you have on, so it isn't important anymore. It was in Destiny 1, but in Destiny 2, you don't have to have your highest gear on when decrypting engrams or completing activities. The game is literally going to go through your vault. Other characters is always going to be trying to figure out what is the highest level you can be and then it's going to drop you something appropriate to that level. So it does of course help with your power level in terms of beating enemies. It's definitely worthwhile to beat the most powerful you can be, but it doesn't matter all the time about being the highest level in terms of your drops. They're always going to be calculated for you, so don't worry about that stuff. Just use what you're most comfortable with and try and be the highest level possible. Another thing not to do is save your engrams for later and basically hoard them up. Again, this was something you could do in Destiny 1, but isn't the case anymore, especially not legendaries, because those barely drop higher than your light level. Exotics drop a little bit bigger, but again, don't save them up, just open them as you get them, because they're not going to raise the longer you save them. So things you do want to do during this phase is save luminous engrams. These are like hybrid legendary exotics. Try and do the activities that give you them in the first place later on. Don't do them like 340, 330, because then you're going to get some low level stuff. And if you can, leave them at the vendor, because luminous engrams are pretty special. They don't actually get a determined light level until you pick them up. So when you grab the engram, it's going to be set at a determined level. If you leave them with the vendor and hopefully not overlap it, if you leave them there, it's going to still raise, so you can go back and come back 5 levels higher. And that luminous engram at the vendor is still going to be 5 levels high. It's going to be constantly raising. So the second you grab it, then it's set in stone. But until you grab it, it's not going to be. So make sure you only grab it when you want to raise your light level. Otherwise, you can kind of leave it there and get a good reward later on. So that's just about everything you want to do and not do around 260 or 265. Now, beyond that is the grind to 300. Now, this is the main endgame grind, and this is going to be a lot harder. You basically hit a brick wall. So, like I said, if you save the things I said and didn't do the things I said not to do, this should be a little bit quicker. And the reason you hit sort of a brick wall around 260 is because those blues are not going to be helpful to you anymore. And even legendaries stop being helpful too. So you need special legendary drops. So packages from vendors, things like exotics and other special drops that are going to be higher than 365. And also quest items. So the things you want to do between 260 and 300 to try and get there is world quests firstly. So all the world quests, like I mentioned, you want to save them, and especially the final steps of them, because they will drop you cool gear that drops above your light level. Also flashpoints, this is a massive collection of public events. These can be milestones that give you a prestigious item. This can be really helpful for raising your light level. Also meditations, you can do these with a core array, and those basically replaying story missions. Now, you also want to do things like general milestones to drop you any kind of powerful gear. If it's a milestone that gives you something good, make sure you save that until this phase. That should help you. And then you also want to, of course, do the Nightfall strike. This is going to be a very difficult strike, but it's going to give you a ton of stuff. So not only do you get stuff from the strike itself, from the chest when you defeat the boss, but also when you go back to Zavala, he's going to give you even more powerful gear. So Nightfall is a very good source. And then also on top of that, exotic quests, so the Minor Multi-Tool, the Sturm, or the Rat King. I know it's really tempting to try and do these early as quick as possible and rush through them, but ideally you want to save these for the end of the game towards 260 plus, because these again can raise your light level, plus they're exotics. They're going to give you a massive boost in light level. So don't do the Mida, Sturm, or Rat King early. I know it's very tempting, you want the exotics, but we're going to have months and weeks to play with this stuff. Try and wait until you're at least 260 and then grab it, and it's going to raise your light level and be a big help. So then towards the end of that, you of course have the final light level of 350, which is currently the highest known light level you can reach. Now for this, you of course want to do the super endgame stuff, so the raid prestige mode, Trials of the 9, Iron Banner. All these kind of things are going to get you high level gear that drop you towards 350, and that's going to be the main endgame grind. But again, it's going to take a long time to get there. But essentially that is a breakdown of all the leveling systems into chunks, and hopefully you guys can make use of these tips. If you found this video helpful in any way, then a like rating would be much appreciated. Leave a comment down below. What level are you right now in Destiny 2 and how you're getting on? I'd love to know what you guys are up to. If you want to watch another video from me explaining how you get exotics and exotic engrams, then click the image on screen right now to be taken to that video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
With Xfinity this holiday, you're ready for
12 watchers watching, 11 kids are posting, 10 bingers binging.
With everything going on in your home this season, you need Xfinity.
6 guests are gaming, 5 texting tweens.
For a great offer, click today.
Liver extraction.
What's going on, guys? Unknown Player here today. When we talk about exotics, going over how you get them, some weird things about engrams you should know, weapons like the Cold Heart, and also previewing some of the ones I've picked up so far. Also, if any of you guys get some cool exotics that I don't have and you're able to either send me HD footage or let me use your PSN account, then you can tweet me. My Twitter is down below in the description. But I'd love to showcase some of your exotics and of course credit you. So drop me a tweet if any of you guys get some cool ones. So let's begin by talking about how to actually get exotic engrams, some of the best sources to get them, and also exotic weapons or armor pieces by themselves. So the first major big one is definitely going to be public events, either normal or heroic. Now, I actually got really lucky myself. My first ever public event, I got an exotic engram, just beat the regular Fallen Walker. I didn't even do a heroic because I was level 6 and power level 60. but you don't even need to be a high level. You don't always need to do heroic events either. Obviously, the higher level you are and the more high level activities you do, the greater chance you have of more stuff. But just saying, you don't have to be at a really high level to begin getting exotics. As you can see here, I was level 6, so it begins really early on. Now, talking about the odds of this stuff dropping, at the time I didn't think it was that big of a deal because I thought it was normal to get exotic engrams from events because I got it literally my first ever event in Destiny 2. But since then, I've done probably 40 to 50 public events, half of them heroic, and I got 0 exotic engrams. So it is actually quite rare. I'd say maybe a 1% chance, maybe a 5% with heroic events. But like I said, I haven't seen any difference between normal and heroic so far. Obviously, you get better loot, but exotic seems to be very, very rare, but still obviously possible. That's probably your best chance to get them, and it is also a good way to level up fast. So definitely do public events, try and do the heroic ones as well, because they're really good methods. Now, on top of that, you can do patrols, adventures, and sometimes they do also have a small chance of dropping exotic engrams too. There are also guaranteed ones from certain quests and activities, so you'll probably notice when you go to Titan, you get given one of the exotic armor pieces, you get to pick one for your class. You also notice when you go to IO, if you do that part of the campaign mission, you get given a choice of exotic weapons, so you do get 2 of those guaranteed. There are also some of the fixed ones that you can get, like the Mida Mini Tool and the Mida Multi Tool. That is a fixed quest. So there are some that are locked, but most of them are going to be engrams. And then on top of that, you can also get 1 exotic engram for completing the campaign. So however you do it, once you finish the campaign, all story missions, Zavala is going to give you an exotic engram. So that is a guaranteed, easy way, but definitely worth knowing about. So on top of that, you also have, of course, the endgame stuff. Now, this is obviously going to be your best chance at exotics. Things like trials, nightfalls, raids. These are the endgame activities that have the best chances to give you really high-level stuff. And also, of course, Xur. Xur is back in Destiny 2, if you don't know, on the weekend. So same as Destiny 1, on Friday and Saturday, Xur is going to be showing up to one of the 4 actual planets, not the social space, not a tower, not the farm. Xur is going to be inside either the European Dead Zone, Io, Titan, or Nessus. So he's going to be inside the zones. You have to look for him. But he is, of course, another guaranteed way to get exotics. But the important thing to note is that strange coins are no longer a thing. Instead, you buy exotics from Xur with legendary shards. So that material you've got on the top of your screen, that is what you use to buy exotics from Xur. So make sure you aren't spending all of them. Obviously, legendary shards are used to infuse things, but try not to go crazy. And you shouldn't be infusing that much at the beginning of the campaign anyway. You should just be constantly throwing on new blue gear. But in general, try and save some legendary shards because you'll need them to buy exotics from Xur. Now, another exotic I'm asked very frequently about is the Cold Heart Exotic Trace Rifle, the pre-order bonus. Of course, if you pre-order Destiny, you'll get this exotic given to you for free. But everyone's asking how you get it. Simple answer is complete the campaign, do all these story missions, and then you go and get it from the gunsmith. So it's as simple as that. Do the campaign, and it will be given to you. Very simple, very easy, and it's also a really cool exotic. Now, something pretty strange I wanted to mention about exotic engrams in particular. There's something pretty weird that goes on where when you inspect them, you can preview 7 of the possible potential items.
Oh, come on, man.
Now starting at $2.99.
PlayStation.
Where when you inspect them, you can preview 7 of the possible potential items you can get from it, and also the items seem to rotate and kind of refresh every about 5 minutes or so. So the items will change randomly and kind of preview different items. Now, the important distinction is that these are not representative of what you'll get inside the engram. I initially thought that at first, and I was wondering what was going on, but we figured out this is not actually a preview of what the engram is going to hold. So ignore the previews. It's just kind of like a small sample of what's possible, but these are not the only items. When you look at it, these are not the only 7 items you can get. You can get loads more on top of that. So the preview doesn't determine all 7 exotics that are possible from that engram. So next up, let's take a look at all the exotics I've picked up so far on my character. Like I said, haven't been going massively kind of grindy for the exotics. I've been mainly playing the game, trying to do the campaign missions, trying to get a Night Stalker, doing a lot of stuff on stream, as I'm sure a lot of you guys have been aware of. But I did pick up some exotics along the way. Some of them are pretty cool. Firstly, beginning with the Vigilance Wing. This is, of course, the Pulse Rifle, the Osiris-themed one. Nothing to do with trials or anything, simply exotic from the engrams. Now, this is actually the thing I got from that very first engram. So I got this from level 77. As you can see, it's a very low level. Like I said about infusion, I'm not really too fast about infusing this thing because I'm just going to waste it. Like, I'll level up an hour later and it'll already be irrelevant again. So I don't want to constantly waste legendary shards infusing it. But it's, of course, a very cool weapon. I'll probably do a video showing off some gameplay of this in Crucible, but it is really, really good. I don't want to call it OP, but it's a really good weapon. Again, I'm not sure if it's because everyone else I'm playing with is using like blue and green weapons, but this thing was destroying Crucible. I was dropping like 30 kills back to back, and these are like 4v4 matches. So this thing I really, really like in Crucible. Of course, the perks are Crucible Focus, so you got Harsh Truths, basically a 5-round burst, and also when a nearby teammate dies, you get health regeneration and increased movement speed. Okay, not too bad. And also Last Stand is basically like Last Resort, improved weapon performance when the wielder is the last living member of a fire team. So this is not really a PvE weapon, although it is also very good there, because it does a 50 round magazine and a 5 round burst. So this thing's really awesome, the Vigilance Wing. Now, next up, you also have in the special weapons, or the energy weapons, the Graviton Lance. This thing is available from the IO vendor. Simply do the campaigns until you get to IO, and then eventually get this thing.
52.
This one has Black Hole, so the third shot rips a hole through space-time, doing high damage recoil with no fall-off. So this thing, essentially, the third shot does massively damage. I believe it's 500% or 7 times damage. It does a lot of damage. Also got a bit of kick to it, but the last bullet in burst, each burst, does a massive amount of damage, which is really cool. You've also got Cosmology, where every single kill basically causes enemies to drop a mini black hole grenade that explodes. It's not massive in terms of damage, but it's cool and does a tiny bit of damage. So Graviton Lance is definitely one of my favorites so far. Now, we also have the Cold Heart. Like I said, you get this from completing the campaign. Now, this one's got some pretty interesting perks. You've got Cold Fusion, shoots a steady beam of cold fusion-powered laser, and also, the longer you hold the weapon on a target, it increases the damage exponentially. So it kind of increases the longer you can keep the beam on one target, and the goal is to try and not get that beam off the target for any second, otherwise it goes back down. But yeah, pretty interesting weapon. Haven't used it massively. The time I have used it, I've had a lot of fun, so really liking the Cold Heart, and again, you get that once you complete the campaign missions. Now, moving on, we also have the Borealis Sniper. This is the PlayStation exclusive weapon, a sniper rifle. You can change the element of this on the fly. Again, I might do another video showing gameplay of this, exactly what it can do. Played around with it a little bit on the live stream yesterday, but this thing, you hold square to change the weapon type elements. You can choose between solar, arc, and void. It does a little reload animation, so you got to wait a little second, but you can basically change the element. Now, this thing's perk is Ionic Return. So when you break an enemy's shield to matching the same element, it gives you a bullet into the magazine from the reserve. So pretty helpful. So every single time, basically an extra bullet in the magazine. And I got this one from an exotic engram again, the one I got from the campaign. Simply drop this weapon from it. Now, moving on to the armor piece, I've only got one over here, the Radiant Flux, which I'm sure most of you guys have. You get this pretty early in the campaign once you reach Titan, and this is an amazing chest piece. This is really, really good for the Arcstrider. Possibly one of the best ones for the Arcstrider as a whole, but this one basically increases the damage and also duration of the super the more kills you get. And not even just kills, also hits as well. So just constantly swipe enemies, and then you get more damage and also increased duration. And like I said, the duration isn't a joke. It does really increase it. So for this, imagine the Mask of the Third Man from Destiny 1, but even better. This is literally so much better than Mask of the Third Man, where Arc Blade gives you more energy. This is much better than that. Plus, you also get bonus damage. And it does, again, it's no joke. I honestly didn't expect Arcstrider to be that great in PvE. I thought it would be pretty bad, same as Blade Dancer. But this one makes up for it. It makes the damage really impressive. I've just melted bosses just by hitting them. Get the Synapse Junctions perk on, ×3, and then you just shred through bosses, and it lasts a really long time. So this thing, honestly, probably the best exotic I've come across so far. And if you're still at the point where you haven't done the missions yet and you haven't got to Titan, definitely pick this one. If you're an Arcstrider, pick the Radiant Flux. You will not regret it. Now, the exotics don't stop there. I do actually have an exotic emote, believe it or not. There are now exotic emotes in Destiny 2. This one dropped from a bright engram randomly, so it's just RNG. Didn't buy it, it's just one of those ones that Test gives you. But this, as you can see, forms these holographic bottles, and then my kind of gunslinger hunter just shoots them down. So I really like this. Definitely fitting as a hunter as well, but this is my one and only exotic emote. So in total, there are 4. If you go to Test Everest and preview the bright engrams, you can see all 4. We have this one called Salty, which is basically the salt meme, and he's sprinkling all this kind of glittery salt everywhere. You also got the second one, which is Flip Out. This one was seen before in early gameplay. This one's basically spawning a table, and then he flips it again. It's kind of like a hologram. All these ones seem to be holographic. So I'm definitely excited to see what the future holds. You can imagine there's going to be a lot of exotic kind of holographic emotes in the future. Now, you've also got the Spicy Ramen. This one basically spawns a bowl of Spicy Ramen. He makes it. Pretty weird, but again, with the holograms. But this is the third one. The fourth one is that gunslinger one called Six Shooter, which I currently have, where you spawn a bunch of bottles and you shoot them down. So there you go. Those are 4 exotic emotes. Definitely a new thing. Now, on top of that, there are also some new exotic ships as well. There's a ton of exotics. Don't really think they look that crazy different from the legendary ones. I mean, maybe it's just me, but they look okay, but definitely not exotic if you ask me. And you've also got sparrows as well. There's some exotic sparrows you can see here. I'm yet to get an exotic sparrow. I do have a couple legendary ones from Eververse, but these ones do have kind of special effects and transmit animations, so you can kind of get a bit of a benefit. I think some of the exotic sparrows are definitely much better than exotic ships, but there you go. Now, there's also, of course, weapon ornaments. Each exotic weapon does have 1 ornament slot, which you can put these in. Of course, they're only earned from Eververse, so you do have to kind of buy them or try and grind the game and hopefully get bright engrams. But same as Destiny 1, they look really, really good, and they're probably very rare. I'm yet to get any myself. I've opened maybe 5 bright engrams, but these things look absolutely amazing. As you can see, some of them look pretty weird, but some of them also look very, very nice. But there you go, a bunch of exotics. Hopefully it's been useful information to you. If you found it useful, a like rating would be much appreciated. Of course, doing a ton more videos and a ton more live streams on this channel. So if you aren't already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel with notifications turned on, press the bell so you get a notification every time I upload or go live. But like I said, if any of you get some cool exotics you want to share me, then be sure to tweet me down below in the description. If you want to watch some more Destiny 2 content from me, then click the image on screen right now, and I'll see you guys in the next Destiny 2 video.
My backup. That's what I want to know. Where's my backup?
Well, we slowed them down.
What do computational processing speeds matter for Vex? Answer suppressed.
What?
Attention! A fallen mining expedition is on its way. May I suggest discouraging them?
was one fancy glimmer drill.
Knowing you, it won't look that way for long.
Heading for another site. That glimmer, just lying around. Anyone couldn't take it.
Rogue event. Let's go.
got all their glimmer.
Great glimmer. Resources are resources.
Butts. 253. Exit is black. Flashpoint.
As an alternative to more chess, suggest acquisition of attached supplies for analysis.
Sullivan.
Dear Failsafe and Cade, we got your stuff, and we're awesome. Signed, Ghost.
Alert! I'm detecting abnormal Vex activity in a local quadrant.
These Vex, they're building something.
Calculating probabilities. Yes, they are.
There's two things.
Legendary Ingram. Legendary. Be back in this fight, soldier.
Well, we slowed them down.
What do computational processing speeds matter for Vex? Answer suppressed.
Ka na mahalaga sa mulin. Answer suppressed. Red Mamba. Oh, faster. Fast travel the whole time. It's a black mamba.
Crew members, Cabal are approaching for resource acquisition.
Oh, shite.
Oh, so you think you're gonna come in here and dig, do you?
What will stop them, I wonder?
Processor.
Too scared to stand and fight us.
A victory by forfeit is still a victory, if somewhat unsatisfying. Congratulations.
Watcher's grave. Grave, 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 grave. This boy. Young Cappy. Psh, psh, young Cappy. Psh, psh. Aw, jeez.
Vex. They're building something.
Calculating probabilities. Yes, they are. Alert! I'm detecting abnormal Vex activity in a local quadrant.
Why would they leave these plates around if they get so angry when anyone steps on them? Fire down. Eat that.
As inorganic networked intelligences, Vex are not capable of digestion.
Yeah, thanks. Eat that anyway. Inorganic networked intelligences.
Give me my loot, boy. Give me my fucking loot. Garbage. 84, 84. Crap. Scrap. 51, 52. Grenade launcher. Oh, 50. Put that sword. Destination. Young Cappy. Tower. Hey, hey.
Let's find out. Back from the hunt, I see. Back from the hunt, I see. What cipher is this?
Oh, Batty Boy! Oh, Batty Boy!
All goods for trade. Take a look. Come see me again, Guardian. We drove the Red Legion out. We'll do the same to whomever comes next.
New monarchy. Very important. Says so on the package.
Take as long as you like. I can wait.
Bozzer.
Another Golden Age blueprint for interplanetary orbital drive that
You don't look too banged up. Done and done.
one true enemy. So has it always been.
Let's get it done quick so we can end our shift. Good for him.
Good for him. Young Cappy. Big boy sees big boy. That means big boy. 255. I need to get this. Let's get stronger. Iron banner.
There is hope for humanity yet, with guardians such as you.
Iron banner. Zircon. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Ah, okay. Chug that. Chug a chug 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 chug. Ah. Yo, what's good, team?
Survival. Every death will cost you, Guardian. Fight smart.
My fire team, what's good, my fire team? Yo, anyone hear me? Maybe not. Clash.
Five lives left.
I think he's dead.
One minute. You're ahead on lives.
Ah!
Lives left. Enemy team has no reserves left.
Oh, nice.
Finish them. No. 30 seconds.
No.
Slay your enemy and they stay dead. Ten seconds. Victory is yours this round. One opponent standing.
Woo! I died many times.
You're in the lead. Stay there. Five lives left.
Damn. Gandhi.
1 minute. You're ahead on lives. Three lives left. Seconds. All I ask is that you survive.
Ah!
The team has no reserves left. Finish them. Ten seconds. No lives left for anyone. Rest when you're dead. Tiebreaker active. The end is coming. Fight! You're knocked out.
You kidding me? How much I gotta shoot this guy?
One opponent remains. Team captured the tiebreaker. Good. You have a lead. Keep it.
Fuck this, man. What do they do?
Five lives left.
Guy, man.
One minute. You're neck and neck on reserves.
Good squad. Squad up.
Three lives left.
You kidding me?
You've got 30 seconds. No more lives on your side. Ten seconds. I can't deny the numbers. Your enemy has won.
Yay!
You have a lead. Keep it.
7 kills?
For one.
Got him. Bastards.
Five lives left.
Bullshit, Gandhi. Gandhi, that's bullshit. Gandhi, that's fucking bullshit, man. Skill?
1 minute. You're ahead on lives. No lives left for your enemy. Destroy them. Three lives left. One opponent remains. 30 seconds. Slay your enemy and they stay dead. No lives left for anyone. Rest when you're dead.
Gandhi guy's good.
Tiebreaker active. This is not the end. You annihilated them.
Okay. I got 4. Pulling my weight now.
Victory is within reach. Crush them.
Crush them.
1 minute. You're ahead on lives. 5 lives left. Lives left.
Stop dying to this motherfucker, man.
30 seconds. All I ask is that you survive.
Oh, I got her.
Ten seconds. The numbers favored you. This match is yours.
Bitch.
You
Change
looked
your
death
clock.
in his beady eyes and you spat in them. You fiend.
You fiend. Whack Daniels. Whack Arnold's.